So the goal today is to make a hot chocolate that's the right temperature, the right texture, and has aeration, giving it a fantastic mouthfeel. Now, my obsession with hot chocolate started at this place, Hotel Chocolat, where I went with my family and had the very best hot chocolate. So to begin, we're going to need chocolate, and you can use whatever chocolate you want. I'm using one with 70% cocoa content. Now, I prefer to grate the chocolate rather than chop it. I think you get a more consistent shape. You don't end up with small bits and big bits, which means it melts easily when you pop it in the milk. And if you look here, you see you get these really cool like crescent shapes. This is perfect for melting quickly in the milk. After a quick clean up, I normally store this in an airtight jar, just one of those ones with the spring lid. And I just keep it in there, and whenever I want to make hot chocolate, it's ready to go. Now we need to get air into the hot chocolate. We need to aerate it, and I'm going to use this stand frother that I use for cold coffees. It's excellent. It's going to combine the chocolate really, really well with the milk, and it's going to aerate it so it's got a fantastic mouthfeel. I've measured my full fat milk out into the cup that I'm actually going to use, and now I'm going to add that to a small milk pan to heat up. But before I do that, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of the chocolate that I previously grated. Now this works out to about 40 grams. Then I'm going to add 1 large tablespoon of good quality cocoa powder. Now I'm going to add the sugar, which is obviously down to your preference, but I find that 2 teaspoons works perfectly for this chocolate. Now let's get that onto the heat. Now we don't want to go crazy, we don't want anything high, just a nice medium heat. We're going to heat it nice and gently, keep stirring just to make sure that all of the chocolate and all of the cocoa powder is well incorporated throughout the milk. Now I like to use a temperature probe. I like to take this to about 71, 72 degrees. I think that temperature works really well. It doesn't scald the chocolate, and it's the perfect drinking temperature after we've used the frother. Now this process is a bit tricky to describe, and you're going to find your own way, but whether you're using a stand frother like this or whether you're using a small hand frother, you'll need to move that blending element up and down throughout the milk. And as I say, you'll find your way, you'll find the best way to incorporate air throughout this. But the critical thing is to make sure that all of the chocolate and the cocoa powder is well mixed through that milk. Using the frother to incorporate the air really is the key to this recipe. Apart from that, it's absolutely straightforward. It's just like making a normal hot chocolate. And here you can see the consistency. You can see what difference that makes. It's velvety, it's smooth. And of course, you've got to finish that with a sprinkle of chocolate on top. It's got a lovely chocolatey taste, well balanced with the sugar, which I think is important. And you can use whatever chocolate you want. If you want more of a milk chocolate, fine. If you want a dark bitter chocolate, that's cool as well. Just make sure you get the sugar balance right. The texture is smooth and velvety. And all of the air that we've incorporated into the hot chocolate kind of helps carry that flavour around the mouth. It's really good. Checking the temperature as well, I think, is really important. It's at the right temperature to drink. It's not too hot, it hasn't scalded the chocolate in any way. It's an all-round perfect drink. If you want the ultimate hot chocolate, this is definitely the recipe that you need to try. Wow. As always, guys, thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.